So how'd that go?
Mm-hmm. I was just listening to Carol Channing tell a story.
Was it a good one?
It was alright, it's alright. The best part was she said, I was talking to my old friend Sophie Tucker, and the people started applauding, and she goes, "Oh, you remember her?"
Hmm. That's funny, I suppose. I'm not quite sure how to feel about that.
I'm guessing that by this time she was dead.
Oh, was that the bit?
Oh yeah, Carol's super old in this. This show
Uh,
is literally called "The First 80 Years Are the Hardest."
what was it? Was it? I was listening. Every time I listen to a Mac Miller song, I am forced to remember that Ariana Grandiose was his girlfriend at one point,
Hmm.
and I remember that she was dating Pete Davidson as well at one.
Hmm.
Are you serious? And
Is this going anywhere?
yeah,
Okay.
I remember like her and Pete started dating before Mac Miller died,
Hmm.
and I remember the whole Pete knew that him and Ariana were never meant to really work out when Mac died
Hmm.
because of the way she responded to it.
Hmm.
And from time to time, I'm listening to something like The Way, or I'm listening to one of my few Mac Miller favorites, and I think about David. Well, Pete. I think about Pete. And I think about how shitty it must be to really be into somebody so much. Just be so into somebody who might really only be with you because the guy that she super wants to be with was annoying her at the moment. So she left him alone. And you just kind of happened to stumble in and was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on? I'm Pete Davidson. This is high talk." Um,
I think there was another guy before Pete, like right before Pete.
you think so?
Yeah, I think there was. Like her and Mac Miller broke up, and then she started dating this one guy, and that was like super quick. And then it was Pete, like right after she like hosted that episode of SNL where she was the musical guest.
Hmm.
But yeah, I feel like there was another guy in there. But at the same time, you have to think about like they were together for a while, and you also most likely knew that she wasn't like over him, but you still rushed into that situation and got engaged.
Because in your head, you were like, "Yeah, this is." Cause I think it has a lot to do with the fact that that just was what would have made him happy in the moment, and he didn't really give it too much thought about whether or not it was
She
actually.
also like that whole situation with him having a big schlong. Like she didn't have to put that out there.
Wait, who Mac?
No, Pete.
Wait, oh, Pete's got a huge pecker.
According to her and rumors, and then according to him, he's just like it's extremely average.
You would think, well, at least people who don't have a penis or who are too young to really be able to make good decisions on their own. You would think somebody out there saying that, oh yeah, he's got a big dick. Like, well, that would be good, right? No. It's like
Not for someone who is also famous.
it's like that, or the simple fact that like even if you were like, no, it's not. It's like I appreciate her being willing to lie, but it's okay, but it's not huge because like everybody who talks to you after that is going to 100%
Yeah, they're on.
expecting, and then when it's not, it's like, oh, like who are you mad at? Me for not living up to your expectations, or Ariana for lying? Because that's who you should be upset with. But from time to time, I do think about that. I don't know why. It's one of the weirdest things on the planet to ever concern yourself with, but I do.
Yes,
But
very
I
much
do.
so. Because I'm actually a fan of Ariana and somewhat a fan of Pete. Only when he's with John, really. Other than that, I'm just like, Pete, what are you doing?
Drugs usually.
No, he's quit those.
I said usually. Not always.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I don't have that thought. Oh, so the thing I was saying before is I saw this picture of a movie poster someone had posted, and it was like one of those situations where it's a movie poster and they're like, "Give me the alternate title to this movie."
Yeah.
And the poster was of My Girl, and the movie was B Movie.
I don't get it.
Have you seen My Girl?
No.
Oh my gosh. It's a similar situation with Simon Birch. The character's best friend in My Girl is allergic to bees, and how does he die? He gets stung to death.
I've never.
It's the only part of My Girl anybody knows.
A thief! Stop him!
Huh.
What do we have? What do we have?
So that Drake Bell character.
Really trying to go back to that.
Nah. I'm just bullshitting. You're not. Jokes and all.
Play 10 matches. I'm not going to be able to do that.
You still play that tennis game?
Unfortunately, it's really breaking my heart. I'm at this point where I just want to quit playing, but once I do, I'll realize that I have a lot of free time that I do nothing with. Like if I quit playing this game, then it would be almost pointless for me to even have a phone.
Wow. That's saying so much. Okay.
Yeah, it's a little shameful.
I guess we're trying to go back over to that place.
Like, my phone has kept track of how many hours that I've played this game, and I had this game for a full year before it even started keeping track on this phone, and I'm at 156 hours. Oh man, is volleyball on? You ever watch Hot Ones?
Yeah, I used to.
It's a cool show.
Yeah. It's alright.
I think I'd like to try it someday.
Oh wait, the show or the like YouTube video?
There's a whole show? What's the whole show? Is the whole show not the video?
They okay. Hot Ones used to like is a interview show that they have on a YouTube channel called First We Feed.
Yeah, yeah.
They gave that dude his own TV show for that.
Yeah.
Like, it's just about people eating hot
They have like the first season on Hulu.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at is they those two things kind of ended up combined.
Oh yeah, I don't know anything about First Week Feast. I only know Hot Ones.
First Week
Did I?
Feast
It's just
is just Hot Ones for what it's worth.
yeah, I just watched one the other day with Michael Che,
I don't know who that is.
and he's on SNL.
Black dude?
Huh?
Black dude?
Yeah.
I might know who that is.
He didn't drink any of the water or the milk.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he would have one, he would be like, "Oh, that's not spicy," when he's clearly dying on screen. But the thing that was the funniest was what's this dude's name?
Evan.
The host, Evan. Yeah, Evan or whoever works for Evan are amazing journalists because every time Evan would bring something up, Mike would be like, "How do you know that?" Like he fully shocked Michael with the amount of research he put into him. I think more than the spicy stuff. But on the last one, Michael was like, "Why don't we just put a dab of every sauce on Subaru?" And so they did every sauce.
He made it all the way through?
He made it all the way through, without water, without milk, and then he was like, "I might need to go to the hospital."
Shaq was on like a few years ago, and it was fantastic. It was just a really good experience. I don't think John Mulaney has been on.
I don't think Mulaney would do it. I don't think Mulaney could even make it.
But I do think Nick Kroll might have been on.
I watched one with Sasha Banks. She made it all the way through. Priyanka Chopra, she's Indian, so she's got to make it through. Wait, there's one with The Undertaker?
If you see one with the Undertaker, then probably. I don't think they have here false advertising.
That one.
Oh, the one with Key and Peele was pretty good.
T-Pain. Oh, Eric Andre. That's probably funny.
The whole thing with Key and Peele was that they were trying so hard to not go insane. Joey Diaz's episode is pretty good. Disgusting.
Oh, there's even one with Pete Davidson. Oh, I've watched Joey's. Joey's is fantastic. I love it. Joey's was one of the first episodes of Hot Ones I ever watched, and then I watched a few more. Oh, that's right. I've seen Stone Cold. Stone Cold kind of smashed it. Oh, we got Chelsea Handler. I don't think she's gonna do great. Theo Vaughn, there's Shaq.
Theo Vaughn, man. Yeah, bro. I'll eat the wings with you, bro. I don't care, man.
Yeah.
You be
I've
hot.
seen him live. He's funny.
Where am I being shot from? Why am I being shot?
E40.
E40 was on? Oh, man.
Jeff Goldblum? That's gonna be awkward.
Why? Why is it hot?
I'm sure Tom Segura was probably great.
Tom Segura's a funny dude.
Yes, he is.
But in like a very
Alton
strange
Brown?
way.
Yo,
Yeah,
they got
I could not imagine.
Gabriel Iglesias.
I could not imagine asking Alton Brown to be on the show like Hot Ones, explicitly for the fact that like it would be hot, and then he would just like launch into why it's hot, and then start telling you like
capsaicin.
why is it so good? Like, oh, this is a really nice combination of spices. Like the this in this one complements the this and this. It's like eat sauce and just and be in pain.
Hannibal Buress is probably funny. Bob Saget. I think I've seen Jericho. Artie Lang. Henry Rollins.
Henry Rollins probably like did a fantastic job.
Yeah, there's Nick Kroll.
You usually don't see Nick without John though.
Bro, Neil deGrasse Tyson.
And then Neil deGrasse Tyson explains that like the hot isn't the hot. This is like your mind allows you to believe that it's hot, and that's why it's hot.
Oh, let's see if Charlie Day slips into Charlie.
Yeah, dude.
And Ricky Gervais. Oh, Padma Lakshmi, this is
You're
no
fucking
challenge
mental.
for her at all.
You're fucking mental.
No challenge.
What's wrong with you?
Tom
Why you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Rachel Ray. He has a lot of
Ugh.
like actual
Rachel Ray.
chefs.
What an awful
Bobby
human
Lee?
Rachel Ray is.
This is Kevin Hart, the Simon Nash.
Rachel Ray, like Bobby Lee, is often too much at once.
Dude, when freaking when Theo put him on QT. Oh, Rob Corddry is on here. But then I found out, dude, he had Redman on. Found out he just kind of Theo doesn't like Bobby Lee, which is why he put him on QT. Or Chris D'Elia. Because he, like, you saw that, right?
No, I didn't. I'm here. I'm waiting for the story.
Oh, did you? But you sent me that video, didn't you? Of yeah, you sent me that video of comedians with the one with freaking Rickles, comedians turning on other comedians, basically. Yeah. So then I saw another video, I guess, where Theo told the story about how either Bobby or Chris, one of them, told him the story that the two of them used to go to Mexico together, and they would watch Mexican comedians and then steal their material and do it in America.
This part freaks me out.
Yeah, so that's kind of why Theo put Bobby on QT. And Bobby just sat in the corner and looked at him.
Because he was talking to Bobby's like wife, wasn't he?
His girlfriend or something. No. Lady friend. His slam piece.
No.
Who knows? Well, you know, no, they don't have a label, you know?
No, they labeled each other in the video.
I haven't seen the video. Did they that like in that little clip they did? I don't
Yeah.
remember that. All I remember was Theo say that he was talking to the lady, and then Bobby just sitting quietly.
Yeah, I didn't know he was being legit. I didn't know he was being serious. I thought he was just fucking with him.
At that point, maybe he was. I don't know, but I fully saw that video of Theo telling the story of how the two of them were trash.
So you got it. So that means that you definitely had Bobby on just to treat him like shit.
Probably.
Hmm.
Yeah. Like Edwin has like Theo literally came into his job a few weeks ago, and he talked to him, hung out a bit. Because in case you didn't know, Theo lives here.
I put that together. But I appreciate you. Oh man, she called me dumb. Hey, so everybody remember that homeless girl I was talking about a couple weeks ago? Yeah, she kind of called me stupid. I don't know if she was trying to call me stupid. I feel like she would just ultimately say, "No, that's not what I was saying." But since sometimes you try to act like you're dumb, da 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 da. And the reason for that was, I guess, like I could say I earned it, is because I was still kind of trying to communicate with her as if we were cool. Like, I wasn't trying to talk to her. I wasn't like communicating with her in the sense of like sending her like, hey, what's up? Like, you gonna call me later? None of that shit. Just, just kind of letting, like, if I came across an interesting article or whatever, I would send it to her and be like, hey, here's a thing that I think you might like. And so, like, she sent me, so, like, one night, I was talking to Jay about it, and he was like, huh?
Who?
I was talking to Jordan.
Oh.
And I was talking to him about it, and he was like, what's up with them? Everything, how's everything going? How are things? And I was like, I don't fucking know. Like, she ain't talking to me. He's like, well, like, what's the plan? Like, what are you gonna do? I was like, man, I don't know.
That's exactly what he said, isn't it?
No, probably not. Like, probably not. But at this point, like, I know Jay well enough that I can make anything up and you believe it. Like,
it sounds like something he would say.
A thing he would say, yeah. I can 100% make something up and it probably sound plausible. But no, and I was like, man, I ain't even finna bother, yada, yada, yada. I'm not necessarily I'm not feeling any type of way. But I'm just like, I ain't no real point in me trying to communicate with her, because when she wants to talk to me, she'll talk to me. But he was like, what do you think would happen? I don't forget how it went. But I was like, all right, cool. Like, I'll ask her how she, how she is. Or whatever. I'll ask her how she is. How her and the boy are. So I did. I asked her, given the circumstances, everything being what it is, like, are you and your son, how are y'all? Now, this is usually the part where, for a giggle or a snicker, I'd be like, I didn't really fucking care. But, like, I cared. And I went the wrong fucking direction. Fantastic. But I did care. I cared enough to ask when I could have not fucking asked. And she's like, we're fine. Thanks. And it was one of those things where it's like, it's like, me and you don't know what this is like, because me and you are two of the most petty bitches that I know. And if me and you are mad at somebody, that's what the decision is. If me and you get mad at somebody, that's the decision. We're not mad at you.
You didn't have to drag me like that.
Well, but I need everybody to know that you are like this as well. So when I say, like, oh, like, when we decide we're angry, we're just angry at you. That's all there is to this. And so she said it in a way to where she was kind of like, she felt annoyed with herself and with me for having been willing to ask about her and him, because like, you know, and you know, in situations like that, it's way easier, like it's so much easier to just it's so much easier to just like be mean or mad at somebody when they're not trying to be a decent person. Not a good person, mind you, but just decent at the very least. Like, it's so much harder. Anyway, all that just to say that she sends me a voice message if she doesn't feel like typing it out. That's how like unimportant I am. So she sends me a voice message saying like, since you, and this is her calling me stupid, since you like apparently need me to tell you stuff like this, like I'm just not in the mood to talk to you right now. And like, I don't text me, don't, you know, just leave me alone. Like, and the reason it wasn't just like you're an asshole and I'm mad at you, don't fucking talk to me, you piece of shit. It wasn't just that. It was, so you remember like how that conversation went. It was like, hey, if you super need help right now, I would love to like just kind of try to get you to come out here. I could, you know, sort of kind of get you a place to stay. But that ain't what she wanted to do. Like, she really didn't. So, to which I just find it funny. Like, she didn't want to do that. That's not what she wanted to do. But later that night, she's literally texted me complaining about how like having to stay in the hotel room with her family, how much it sucked, and her exact words were, "This fucking sucks." And then like later that morning, like she sent me like a message saying, "Hey, basically asking me if I had any money, like if, you know, any spare money."
Again?
No, motherfucker, like calm down. She ain't that crazy. Like, no, but this is all that like wrapped into one. So I haven't sent you the images yet, but I sent them to Jay because I needed to know like if I'm tripping, because that's what, you know. So Jay, I need to know, am I crazy? Like, am I slipping? It's like, so I asked, I showed him, and she, cause I told both of y'all, like, yeah, she like hit me up and asked me like if I had any, like whatever I could give her, she would, you know, appreciate. Like, humbly asked. Like, the way she worded it was so, I'm gonna kiss your ass so that I can get what I want out of you easier. And I didn't care for that. I just didn't. Like, that's what it was. Like, I could tell what was happening. I could tell by the way she worded it that it was a matter of like, I want this thing, give me this thing. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Like, I'm asking you in the way that I know you want to be asked, so you'll tell me yes. Like, that's what it was. And I didn't say no. I never said no. I didn't say no. Like, the answer wasn't no. I would have done it. I would have honestly given her the money, but I asked her, like, are you sure you want to do this? Is this really what you want to do? That was my question. And the reason I asked her that is because I was curious as to whether or not she really wanted to just like bear down and just straight up like get to the point where she's asking me to borrow money. She's never in her life, since I've known her, asked me to borrow money. Ever. Whoops. Well, at least we know where y'all are. Like, she ain't ever asked me to borrow money. I've sent her money before, but like $3, $5 here and there. Twice. I've sent her money twice. And then both times it was under $7. I think. But yeah, I just thought it was weird. The way she asked was cute. was, in my opinion, peculiar. And I just asked her, like, are you sure you want this? And she was like, well, yeah, like, you gave me money before. Why is this time any different? And I was like, one, you ain't never asked for it. Where the fuck am I going? And like, you know, bro, you get it, right? When like the answer is the wrong answer. You know what I mean?
To the question?
Yeah, it's not like the right, like there was no, like her question wasn't even like, can I borrow some cash? Her statement was, if you have any money that you could let me have, like that, I would really appreciate it. In so many words. That's what she said. At no point did she ask for money. My response was like, are you sure you want to do this? Like if you want to do this, like, do you actually want to, like, accept that, like, this is where you are? Your people done got you into a position where you're having to ask to borrow money. And yeah, like, well, you've done it before. What's the problem now? Which is, I hate that. Like, if you ever find yourself in a position where you need to ask people for money, don't remind them that they've given you money before. Like, they know that. They know that. They know they've given you money before. Like, they don't need you to remind them that they were stupid in the past. That they've given you money already. So yeah, I didn't say no. I simply said, are you sure you want to do this? And she was like, she's like, well, what makes this time any different? And I was like, well, if you don't really see this time as any different, I guess that's my answer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I was gonna do it. But I also found it weird that she never like specified any amount. And I talked about, like, I'm gonna run this episode a little long. And I told Jay it was weird because if you needed to get to work, like right now, if you was like, I'm broke and I need to go do this thing, do you have like $20 that I can hold on to until yada yada yada? You know exactly why you're asking to borrow money. Like, you know why you're asking to borrow money. Like, you know why. So you know exactly what to ask for. But to ask for a random, like, unspecified amount of money sounds weird. Because it sounds like you don't necessarily know how much you need. So you don't know how much you need. So you don't, because you don't really know what you're gonna do with it.
Yeah, it's also that situation where, like, is this money actually even for you? Because first, like, everybody in that hotel room has a job. And where did y'all money go? Like, your money wasn't inside the house, so where did it all go?
Oh, I can tell you that. Like, her people's got that money. Her people.
Yeah, no, that's what I was getting at. Was that, yeah, you're supposed to have all this money, but where did it go?
And
like,
supposedly
what's the problem here?
Supposedly they weren't even the ones that were having to take care of, like, paying for the hotel room or anything. Like, so I found it, like, extra weird. It's like, but y'all aren't paying for the room. Like, he's supposed to be taking care of the room. So why do you need money?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm not saying that I don't understand why you need money. You need money. All right, cool. Like, I get it.
Awesome.
Like, maybe you want to get some food, whatever the fuck. But if that's the case, why wouldn't you just say that? Like, if the reality is like, well, it's more than just that. It's more than just I want to get some food. It's some other stuff. Wow, really? But I didn't feel like necessarily weird. I still would have like just given it to her, but I wouldn't have wanted it back. Like it wouldn't have been like I'm loaning this to you. Like no, just fucking take it. It's like just take it. Like it's not like I had money to give, but like unless like something I took from just something I took from my uncle is like if people go out like people who wouldn't normally ask you for money, like are going out of their way to ask you for money, like they clearly actually need it. So if you're going to let them have it, just let them have it. Like don't put them on some kind of time schedule where they have to give it back or whatever the fuck. But at the same time, I'm not fucking buying her goddamn affection. Like me being here is more than like any other dude that she's ever fucked with. Like as far as I know, like she could just be over there like just sucking shit up, like just completely sucking shit to have to deal with the situation she's in because there's nobody who wants to help her out, no one who's willing to help her out, no one who can help her out. So it's just like, well, this is where I am. This is what the situation that I've found myself in has like led me to. So, so in that moment when she was like, yeah, like if you needed the money, I would have given it. Like if I had it, I would have totally given it to you. So I'm not like, it's not that I'm mad. I'm more hurt. I'm more hurt than anything else, which is offensive. I found offensive because it felt like it was just, again, another emotional attack. Like I was supposed to feel like shit.
You know, you're hurt that I wouldn't give money to you because you were feeling bad, but you were being a dick to me, but I was supposed to just let that slide because you're in a bad situation? Nah.
Yeah, basically.
You're still a 30-year-old adult.
And like I wouldn't necessarily say she was being a bad person, but I opened a door to like try to help you, to give you a position to help yourself. Like I wasn't like reaching in and scooping you up out of the hole, but I was 100% trying to I was 100% trying to like reach in and give you a hand to grab. And it just became really clear. God bless you. And it just kind of became clear that you weren't interested in grabbing that hand. Which again, like, cool. You don't have to like, you know, take my help. Especially if my help would require you to be near me. And if you really don't want to be around me, then that's, again, totally fine.
Clearly.
But damn. Like, you'd rather be stuck in a hotel room with these motherfuckers listening to your daddy bitch and complain. On top of some other stuff that, well, see, I wasn't even going to say that part. But that part, I was like, you would rather deal with that than, like, damn, son. Yeah, I am fugly. You are the. Yeah, that's how you know. That's how you know how much somebody likes you. If they would choose being homeless over fucking with you, yeah, they don't like you. So which, hey, you know, whatever. Well, it's not whatever, but like, you know, you made this choice, so deal with it, I guess. But yeah, I found it kind of fucked up that she was like, I was just hurt by it. Like and like the idea of saying, if you needed it, I would have given it to you. One, you don't have any money.
Yeah.
You don't have any money. So why would I ever ask you for money? You don't have any.
That's emotional. There's a word for it. I can't. I don't have the capacity right now.
But yeah, that's I'm not gonna be so petty to just play the recording. I mean, I'm playing for your braille when it's I'm gonna play for your braille. Like, we're not recording, but I'm gonna play it in the video. Like that's beyond petty, even for me.
I mean, I sent you a whole hour of them two dum-dums fighting, so I deserve something.
I suppose, like, I owe you, I guess, is what you're trying to say.
Yep, because I would do it for you.
Well, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get up out of here. Peace and all that other bullshit, but more
Free
importantly,
Britney.
free Britney. That's all right. Better do it. I ain't got time for your bullshit. We out of here.